And let's see, like I said, we'll probably wait another minute or two before we get started, or maybe we'll just jump right in. I know I promised Tony the first couple of minutes to actually do the walkthrough before I jump into Creator Studio. But while we're waiting, well, I think Kimberly and Jay Keith cannot speak. That's why they responded in the chat. I get hesitant sometimes when I start the quick intros, because then I blink and it's too many people and I'm like, oh, we're gonna run out of time. But while we're waiting, we'll just do it with you, Chef Maria, since your camera is on and everybody else decides to keep it off. Tell the people who you are, tell them about your business, especially so close to the holiday. There's people that need to know.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm pastry chef Maria Kemp. My business is Beyond Decadence, which is an online artisan bakery specializing in handcrafted gourmet desserts. But what has become most prevalent since COVID has been upon us for the last million years at this point is private virtual baking experiences. They can be virtual or on-site. They're ideal for corporations looking for team building activities or an alternative to in-person holiday parties. We've also done those for private groups and children. Thanksgiving ordering is closed, so you cannot order anything for Thanksgiving anymore. The holiday, I could service you at Christmas, though. I do shipping nationwide, delivery, and have a strategic pickup location here in the Cornelius area. But I'd love to talk to you about the private virtual baking experiences if you're looking for a fun activity for your company or family.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Awesome. Well, I said I'll just let Chef Maria go because she's the only one with her camera on. So everybody else just won't get the opportunity. Jay Keith said that's impressive. Tony, you trying to say you want a moment to talk about building the boss? Is that why you turned your camera on?
I mean, I won't deny a moment to talk about building boss, but I just thought since I was going to be doing the breakdown that I should turn my camera on.
No, you're good. You can tell us a little about building a boss when I hand it over to you, and I'll just jump right in so that we can make the most of our hour. Good afternoon, everyone. It is the last session of this particular series of Marketing Outside the Box, and then we take a break next week. Then we come back for the first 2 weeks in December, and that is it for the year before 2022 with Marketing Outside the Box. So you have us 3 more times. We have you 3 more times before we're in a new year. I just can't believe it already, another year. But the last 2 weeks, we kind of went over the Facebook Business Suite, and we went over Facebook groups and something else last week, Facebook groups and pages. Is that correct, Tony? Correct. Facebook group and pages. And today we're going to go over to Creator Studio. I will allow Tony to come back on for maybe 5 minutes or so to just quickly walk you through what we didn't get a chance to walk through last week with the Facebook groups and the pages that she kind of went over, but you didn't get to see it because I just like people to see and match the context to a visual when you go back and review. But before we do all of that, and I always forget to do this, let me quickly tell you who I am. I am Magali Ascent, and I serve as the interim executive director of Hustle Winston-Salem, which is a nonprofit organization that has committed ourselves to inclusive entrepreneurship since our inception. Marketing Outside the Box is one of the programs that we've been doing for about 4 years now, maybe 5, but I think it's 4. Where we surveyed business owners and entrepreneurs in our community and to find out what their greatest need was, and marketing remains number 1 on the list. I don't know if I shared this with you all last week or if I shared it with another group, but last week I attended the Black Chamber of Commerce meeting, and very clear from some of the members there that marketing is still their number 1 need. So as I always say, as long as there's a need for this program, we'll continue to do it. With that, this month we've been covering Facebook, and if you've been with us throughout the year, we tried as much as we can to make each month follow each other in a way that would make sense for you and your marketing goals. And next month, as we close out with the first 2 weeks of the month, it's kind of your check off point to see if you felt like you succeeded throughout the year. So we'll do a review with that, and then we'll have a session where you can ask us anything really about anything we covered this year. So we're really excited about that. Today I will cover the Facebook Creator Studio, but before I do that, I do want to allow Tony a moment to take about 5 to 10 minutes, Tony, to do the quick walkthrough to follow up of last week. And please, 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 I forgot to say it, please use the chat function as well as the comment section for those on Facebook. Let us know who you are, your business. Feel free to drop the link to your Facebook business page and your Instagram, since they're all one meta now, so that we can connect with you. But go ahead, Tony.
Okay, I don't know what just happened. I hit unmute like 3 times. Anyways, hello guys. Good afternoon. I was gonna say good morning. I am just all out of sorts. I'm about to share. Okay. Can everybody see?
It's loading. Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So first I want to show you how to create a Facebook page in case you don't know how. So we have this menu tab right here that's right next to your profile name. I have logged in and I'm on my personal profile of Facebook. So we go here to the menu, and the menu has been updated, right? So now we have like even 2 sections of the menu. And we're gonna go right here to the right, and it's create. And we hop down to page. We can also hop down to group. So when we hit page, something will happen. This is when, if you remember back from our presentation, this is where you get the basics and the bare minimum that I was telling y'all about. You have to have a page name, you have to choose categories, and then I'm just suggesting professionally that you have a description, right? When you have all of that, you'll hit create page, and Facebook will immediately prompt you to do the other 3 bare minimum that I had put in the presentation, which is add photos, create a post, and to fill in your contact information. Okay, so let's go back because we really don't want to. I have enough Facebook pages. Next would be the group. And again, to walk you through the bare minimum, it's almost the exact same thing. Well, not information wise, but the page looks almost the exact same, but you put your group name, again, something searchable. You know, it's not necessarily your business name, but what will the people you want in your group, what will your community be searching for? Your privacy, this is where it's public, private, and then also maybe not secret. Maybe secret is not there anymore, because I don't know if anybody got the notification, but today was the first day that Facebook has new public settings for public pages. So maybe they also got rid of secret. And then you have the option to invite friends. Okay, and then when you hit create, obviously you have to fill all this in, and then hit create, it'll prompt you to do the rest of the bare minimum I had in there, which is the photo and a post. Any questions so far?
And I just want to point out something I put in the chat and in the comments. If you weren't with us last week, we will definitely send you the presentation that matches this walkthrough.
Absolutely. I think that's it. Let me see. I should have looked for a name. I wanted to show you guys how to find a group. Let me see. Let me search.
As a page?
Yes. No, because I'm already in the Black Business group. Freelancer. Okay. So also utilize Facebook search. Okay. So I'm looking for a freelancer, and then I'm looking for groups. So let me see if I can find any groups. So these are all public. So therefore, from the upgrade that I was notified about today, I should be able to go into these public groups and just comment. Versus before, I think I needed approval. So let me see, freelancer, an activity of free. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can join this group. If they have the setting to join as a page. Yes, so I can join as a page. I can join as my personal profile, or I can join as building the boss. Okay, if the setting of the group doesn't allow for pages to join, then it will just automatically go to the questions that they have set up. We would bypass this whole thing. Okay, so be strategic when you join groups. Do you want people to know you by business name and see your business as a resource, or do you want them to see you as a resource? All right, if there's no more questions, I think that's it, Max, unless you want me to show them something else.
Can you go back to the home page of your business page real quick? What I want to point out as it relates to groups from your business page before we transition over to Creator Studio is, I'll wait for Tony's page to pop up. A lot of times I get questions from folks that can't find the groups that they have joined as a business when they're on their computer. Can you click the drop down next to more at the top of your menu? Typically, that's all you have to do. It's all you have to do. Typically, click that drop down, and sometimes you could rearrange it where if groups are a huge part of your page, you can have it be one of the top items you see, and then you can see groups that you've created, groups that you are a part of as your page, etc. So just wanted to show you the quick way to access that in the future as you kind of build groups into your business strategy on Facebook. Okay.
Correct. Also, I want to click out the news feed. So if your page likes any other pages, then you can just go to news feed, and that's another way that you can interact. Because if you remember from my very first presentation, Facebook Business Suite is for responding and scheduling, right? So these might pop up, but if you want to do more interaction than just responding, then you need to come here to your news feed and really engage and be social on this social platform.
All right. Any questions for Tony about groups before we transition over to the Creator Studio? Am I sharing my screen? All right, perfect.
J. Keith Walters, you have a quick question?
Oh, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Or you said good to go? I'm not sure.
Is a question in the chat?
Okay, he just typed it. If your group is private, can it still be searched publicly? From my understanding, yes. That was secret. You're fine. So secret was the one where you would have to have a link, or invite somebody for them to know that you have a Facebook group. But I don't know, because they literally just did this update today. I don't know if secret is still available for you to choose, but public and private can be found through search.
So prior to today, because again, we tell y'all all the time, Facebook is an ever-changing platform. Prior to today, a private group can be found, it just can't be joined. And a secret group couldn't be found prior to today. Now, according to Tony, there was an update that I don't even know about, so we would need to Google that.
Right. The only reason I know is because as of right now, Building the Boss has a group and it is public. So I'm sure that's why I got the actual notification to my phone. So if you are not operating a public group, you probably did not get the upgrade and you do need to search for it. But yes.
Got it.
He said, great, that's good for advertising. Correct. Also, though, my professional opinion is you shouldn't use groups for advertising. You use groups to build a community, right? And usually through community, they want to support you. But I would not advise you to start a group for advertising purposes.
And as Tony shared last week, most groups will have rules when joining them. And I would say 85%, if not 95% of the groups that I've joined, whether as an individual or as a business, have the rule of no advertising in this group. So just as a heads up. Any other questions about groups or pages before we transition over to the Creator Studio? All right, so I'm gonna speed through some of the content, excuse me, of the Creator Studio so that we can jump right into the actual walkthrough of it. Since this is the last session of the series, we won't have another opportunity in case I don't get through it. So I want to start first by just letting you know what Creator Studio is, right? And to be honest, it's, in my opinion, it's a dream come true for Facebook. It's something I've been waiting for Facebook to do forever and a day, to do everything in this one location. But pretty much it's just a dashboard. It's just a dashboard that lets you do everything that you probably want to do with content on Facebook. When they initially started it, there was a video focus, and you will hear me talk about that, and that's what we're going to focus on today. But generally, that's what it is. If you manage a Facebook page, then the link that you see on there, business.facebook.com/Creator Studio, that's how you get to your Creator Studio. They've created a Creator Studio app, just like they have a messenger app. So if you prefer to do things on your phone and not on the computer or not on the Facebook app, you can even go and have the Creator Studio app, and everything that you're going to hear today, do it directly from that app. I will share with you that I use Creator Studio on the desktop only, on my laptop. I find that to be the easiest way for me to navigate it and for me to use it, but I do think that there are benefits to using the mobile app as well, and they have it both for Android devices and iPhone devices, okay? Apple devices and Android devices is what I meant to say. So yeah, you'll hear me talk about some of the things that you can do on Creator Studio, and then we're going to jump into Creator Studio. And also, when we get to the Facebook page, when I walk you through it, I'll show you, I never actually click on this link or go to this link to access Creator Studio. I'll show you how I access it and how I'll continue to access it unless Facebook changes the opportunity to do it that way. Okay. So another thing that I want to kind of point out as we think about Creator Studio and as I walk you through it is you're going to hear me talk about a lot of things that sounds very similar to when Tony went over Business Suite. I for one, think Creator Studio added a lot of elements and features to it that mirrors the Business Suite. And I won't dive deep too much into those features since Tony covered most of them in Business Suite, but we will kind of see some of them, and I'll highlight some of them that I think may be useful to you as a business owner. But for the most part, again, what we're going to focus on today is the video aspect of Creator Studio, since that's what it was initially introduced to us for, and what I still use it for the most. And I think you can benefit from your business the most with it. So I just wanted to point that out before I go through this list of things in the Creator Studio. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, that sounds a lot like Business Suite. And it pretty much is a lot like Business Suite. It functions a little differently, but a lot of the same features, okay? So what are those features specifically for your business that fit into the Creator Studio? So the first one that I want to point out here, and again, I'm going to speed through this piece just so that we can actually get to the platform, because where we at 12:50, so we can get to the platform. So the first thing that I think is important for you to know that you can do with Creator Studio is you can do a bulk upload of multiple videos. So a lot of times if you're posting something on whether it's your Facebook or your Instagram, I think in this case, I wouldn't recommend bulk upload of Instagram videos, my opinion, but you have an option, and I'll show you when we go through it, where you can upload multiple videos. You can decide you want multiple videos uploaded to your Facebook platform at one time, and then you get to edit each video and you tell Facebook when to post these videos. So that's one, and that's a time saver for businesses. Like most of us don't have the capacity as a small business owner to decide to dedicate, every day to upload a video, wait for the video to load up, write the content that you want from the video, et cetera. But you could probably choose one day a week to do all your videos for the week or all your videos for the month, whatever is best for you, and schedule that, and et cetera. And this differs from what you could do maybe from the suite, and even from a lot of scheduling apps, because most times when it comes to videos, you can't do multiple at one time. You could do pictures, you could do text, you could do a lot of things, but videos tend to get tricky. But Creator Studio changes the game for you. And we'll walk through that process so you can see how that's done. The other thing that the Creator Studio allows you to do is manage multiple pages. So this isn't important to you if you don't have multiple pages, but as you can see, when Tony shared her page, she managed multiple pages. I manage multiple pages. So, a lot of business owners, as you start to branch out your brand, create separate business pages. So you may have a business page for your overall business, and then you decide you want to create a business page specifically to a promotion that you're going to do, but this promotion is so big, it's its own world, that you don't want it to interfere with whatever's happening on your page. So you have this other business page, or you might have a business page that you created a specialty product or specialty service that almost has its own identity and its own brand now. So you create that. And honestly, we see that a lot with large companies like Meta. I'm trying to get used to calling them Meta. Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call them. You see that like they have multiple pages. For example, they have their Meta page, right? Or Facebook page, but they also provide a service that we actually put in our newsletter today. That's called Meta Elevate. It used to be called Facebook Elevate, where they provide free marketing services to minority businesses, right? To small minority businesses. So they have that as its own separate page called Meta Elevate. And that's its own different identity. Same thing with something culture. We are the culture. They have the same thing. We are the culture. This is all Facebook or all Meta. This is literally all under the same brand, but they're their own individual separate pages. By the way, We Are the Culture have some grants right now. Check out our newsletter. Anyways, so either way, I just, you can manage those multiple pages in a number of ways. And I'm going to show you how it differs a little bit from the business suite when we get to it, because you can create collections. And I could be speaking wrong. Tony can let you know better, but I don't think the business suite allowed you to create collections. I think you had to manage you manage it all in business suite, but you managed it individually within business suite. Whereas in Creator Studio, you can post to all of your pages at one time if you wanted to, okay? If there was something you wanted to post across all your pages. A good example of that is we're nearing the holidays. Let's just say all of your pages, all of your businesses, you want to tell everybody happy holidays, or you want to tell everybody we're going on vacation until January, and you just want to post it one time, but you want every page to know it. That would be a good use of that particular feature, okay? I won't spend too much time on the next benefit, but I think every business should know when and how to access their insights on any platform. So I'll point it out to you when we do the walkthrough. I think Tony did an excellent job when going through a business suite. In Creator Studio, they just show you a little bit more information, and you see it all that you can see the data for all of your pages combined as well. So I'll show you that. When you look at it from that point of view, it kind of has an impact on what actual numbers you see, because it's looking across the board, but you'll get an opportunity to see that. And then the next thing here that I have listed is you can make use of the Brand Collabs Manager. Now, the Brand Collabs Manager, most of us, I think, on marketing outside the box may not qualify, but I like to make you aware of it just in case your business gets there, or if it's something you want to set as a goal to do. You have to qualify for this under Facebook, Instagram's, I don't want to use the word influencer rule, but it's kind of it's similar to the influencer information we went over last month with Instagram, how you had to have a certain number of followers or things of that nature. In this case, Facebook requires that you have 1,000 or more followers and either 15,000 post engagements combined in the last 60 days, or 18,000 minutes viewed in the last 60 days, or 30,000 1-minute views for 3-minute videos within the last 60 days. And I'll show that a little bit more clearly because that can sound confusing, but the 1,000 followers is a minimum. That's a requirement to have the 1,000 followers. But then on the other hand, you have to meet one of the other things, either 1,500 post engagements, 18,000 minutes viewed, or 30,000 1-minute views within the last 60 days. And we'll go through that. And there are a few other basic requirements, which I think just about all of you would meet. And that's, you have to be an admin of the page that you're talking about. You have to live in a country that qualifies for the program, which if everyone on this call today is in the US, we qualify. You have to, check a box to say you adhere to their policies. And their policies, just so you know, it doesn't allow certain banner ads or roller ads and things of that nature. And then you have to adhere to their monetization policies if you do the brand Collabs manager feature. Again, I won't spend too much time on it, but I will show it to you when we do the walkthrough. Another benefit to the content creator, or excuse me, the Creator Studio, is that you can set up automated responses for your pages, both on Instagram and Facebook. This is according to Facebook. That's what they say. I will tell you, I have yet to successfully do this. I think this is something where, in my opinion, I would prefer to tell you, go back to Tony's presentation from week 1 and do it from Business Suite. You can do it in Messenger, supposedly. From Creator, I, again, have never seen it successfully done. So I can't speak to it. And I'll even show you when I do the walkthrough where they say I'm supposed to be able to do it, but I still am unable to do it. And not from the responding to DMs or direct messages. It's more about the comments, because they claim that this allows you to automatically respond to comments on both Facebook and Instagram. And I have not successfully seen that happen. Much like the Business Suite and much like some of the external apps, Creator Studio allows you to schedule your posts in bulk. Facebook added this feature. I think we talked about this a little bit last week. Chef Maria mentioned, or maybe the week before, mentioned that, if you use an external thing such as Hootsuite or something, you get dinged on Facebook. And that's because Facebook created their own internal way for you to schedule posts, and they prefer that you do that. So, and they provide multiple ways for you to do it, again, through Business Suite or through the Creator Studio. And very simple way to do it. We'll show you through the scheduling piece of the Creator Studio. One of the best features I think exists in the Creator Studio is your content library. This is where you see everything, like all of your content. You can see it based on all your pages. You can see it for one page specifically. You can decide you only want to see video content. You only want to see post content, whatever you want to see, published, pre-published, archived content. This is one of the best things I think Facebook created for us in the last year or so, because once upon a time it was impossible. You just had to keep scrolling the page. If you were trying to find something, you had to keep scrolling that page forever and ever and ever in a day, because there was no actual library to find your content that has been posted. So I think that's one of the things I'll make sure I highlight today. And then Facebook content creator allows you to, very much like, again, like Business Suite, it allows you to track your messages for your different pages, allows you to kind of create that community that you have of people reaching out to you, your posts on your comments, all of that stuff. All of that comes into the whole community management piece. I think that business owners struggle the most with, particularly small business owners. I don't know why this sun always comes to me when I'm at Marketing Outside the Box. But anyways, it allows you to just kind of manage that process. And one of the main things that you want to know with Creator Studio versus versus Business Suite, let's just say you have an intern, or you have someone on your staff or someone else, some external person managing your content for you. Creator Studio allows you to give them that access without them having to have your passwords or anything like that. So when it comes to helping you manage that community, you can have someone else do it from your Creator Studio without giving them your information. Okay. And then one of the other best things that Creator Studio have done for us, because I don't know if any of you have ever posted a video or anything on Facebook with music on it, and Facebook will delete that post if that music is not approved, or they'll mute the post and nobody can hear it and they just see pictures and whatever, but nobody can hear it but you. That's because Facebook automatically mutes it because it's not approved music, or you don't have the rights to the music, or etc. So Facebook now has where you can download free music when you do your posts, and you can add it to your videos, you can add it to your motion graphics or whatever it is that you need. And this is royalty-free music that they have told you, we're not going to turn this off. It's sound effects. It's legal for you to share this music. So they've added that into the Creator Studio as well. And then finally, with the Creator Studio, they now have what's known as the rights manager. And it's really, really good for people who are searching for their content being used by other people, or before you use content, if you want to make sure that, other people either are or are not using it. So like if other people are using it, you want to kind of connect with that content. So basically the way it works, this works both on Facebook and Instagram again. Once you add your content to a reference library, the rights manager will literally like hunt for the content on Facebook and Instagram that matches your content once you put it in there. And if they find a match, you can choose to monitor that content. You can choose to block that content. You can choose to say, this is my content. I want them to give me ownership access to this content, but they can keep the content on their page, whatever it is. A lot of times creators, people in creative spaces use this the most. So, if you have a creative business, this is really, really good for you. But even if you don't have a creative business, and let's just say you created, or you have a logo and your company is doing something that's pretty unique to you all, and you want, if somebody else to use it, you just want them to give your business credit and it links back to your Facebook page, or whatever the case may be, the rights manager becomes important in those aspects. Okay.
We have, there's a comment in the chat from Lucretia. Hello, Lucretia. She said, I've had the muting happen on Facebook when I share posts from IG Reels. I assume since they are both the same company, it would transfer without muting.
You've had muting happen on Facebook when you share posts from IG Reels to Facebook. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay. I will be honest with you and tell you I don't know the 100% answer, but I am going to tell you my educated guess of what happens when that happens. While they are owned by the same platform, when it comes to music or anything with any artist, like, very sensitive, very legal stuff, we can't just take people content and just do what we want with it most time. So an artist or label or whatever, a creative may have given the Instagram IGTV or Reels permission to play their music on that piece of their platform or something, but didn't give permission for Facebook to have it. I know it's under the same label, the same name, Meta, Facebook, whatever, but it really just depends. In my opinion, again, I don't know this answer for sure. In my opinion, it really just depends what's outlined in those legal documents at the end of the day. That's why sometimes you can search for a song in your your Instagram story in the music feature, you can find a song. But when you try to find that same song when posting a reel, you can't find it, and vice versa. It just depends on what they have permission to use it for. Tony, you were going to say something else?
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with Magali. Also, I would see how you have your Instagram set up. if it is a professional or personal page, also depending on what category your professional page is under, gives you access to music on Instagram Reels, but that doesn't transfer anywhere else, if that makes sense. So like if you have a personal Instagram, I have access on my personal Instagram to any music I want. But when I go on my professional Instagram, I do not have access to that music. And then if I had a blogging professional page, I might have access to different music than my entrepreneurial Instagram page. I'm sorry. So it really is like all in the fine details. You need to be sure how you set up things.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, Tony. I want to give you all a pro tip on that for anyone that has an Instagram business page. Let's just say you do want access to more music for your stories or whatever it is that you're posting on Instagram. If you remember when we went over Instagram last month, I showed you how to make sure that your Instagram business page, like make sure that you're listed as a business, and then you can choose the type of business. If you remember that, and if not, please go back or send me an email or something. But if you choose in the type of business list, let's just say, for example, Hustle is a nonprofit, right? We are a nonprofit. But we've recently changed it to, no, I think we still have nonprofit there. Maybe it's not Hustle. One of my business pages, I recently changed it to entrepreneur instead of whatever the business type is, because it keeps you as a business according to Instagram, but it gives you back that access to the music. And it's a really weird thing, Lucretia, it really is, but that will allow you to have full access. And Tony, you can do the same thing with Building the Boss, and you will have full access, because they really do limit their music for business pages. It's limited. But I think that's a very good point that Tony made, Lucretia. So when it transfers over to Facebook, maybe it's transferring over to your individual page, or maybe the Facebook business pages don't have the approval. It could be a number of things, girl. We really don't know. I really don't know. I'm just throwing out things that could potentially be that, okay? Any other questions before we jump right on into the platform? And let me stop sharing my screen for a minute so I can switch to Facebook. No questions, no additional questions right now?
There is a question. Lucretia said, thank you. And then also, is there a way to search for music on Facebook Creator Studio?
Yes, but only the music that they approve, not like how we do it on Instagram. Like Facebook Creative Studio may or may not have Beyonce there for us. You know what I mean? Versus, let me refresh this. Versus Instagram, I could find Lemonade all day. Does that make sense? But we'll walk through that in a second. So I'll use the Hustle page. What time is it? 1:10. I'll use the Hustle page to kind of walk us through some of the things that we discussed. So remember how I said it wants you, Facebook, not Facebook, what do you call this thing? Yes, Facebook wants you to go to business.facebook.creator studio to get to the page. And I told you I go a different way. What I tend to do is I click on videos, okay? Right here. Now, when on your business page, videos is not up there, just click more. Because, we didn't do this during the pages feature, but I'm happy to have one-on-ones or group meetings with anyone that's needed. You can always rearrange how you have your page set up. Whatever is important for you to see up here, all you gotta do is click edit tabs, and whatever you wanna see first is what the first 4 things you can edit however you want. So if you don't see videos here, like we have it, just click that more button and videos should be there, okay? So I click on videos, and when I get to the videos page, I click Visit Creator Studio. Again, if you don't see Visit Creator Studio, I want you to look right here where you see my mouse is turning to make sure that you are not on your personal page. Because if I switch to my personal page, Visit Creator Studio should disappear. Right. And you see that it's no longer there. It's not an option because Creator Studio is only available to business pages. Okay. So switching back to the hustle page allowed me to see Creator Studio. And another thing is, if you don't see it, typically, and don't quote me because mine is there, typically those 3 dots are your friend. If it's not there and you are on a business page, just click those 3 dots and it should be there. But I've never had an issue with it just being right there. And I always give this disclaimer that, listen, y'all, we could teach all of this today and Facebook could decide to wake up tomorrow and it's a whole new set of rules. So this is all current as of, what time is it? As of 1:12 p.m., November 17, 2021, okay? So you click on Visit Creator Studio and it'll take you to a new page, a new tab where you are now in the Facebook Creator Studio. Now, this may not be a big deal to y'all, but it's a big deal to me because what it used to do is change it in the same tab. And it was a nightmare. Same thing with Business Suite. Business Suite used to do the same thing, change it with the same tab, and it was a nightmare. Okay. So when you're in the Creator Studio, 2 things I want to point out to you, or one thing I want to point out to you real quick. Up here lets you know what platform you're talking to Creator Studio about, Facebook or Instagram. If you want to switch to Instagram, all you do is click the Instagram image and it'll update information for that. Okay. So we're going to start off with Facebook and we're focused on one page, but I want to show you in this drop down where you see this one page of hustle. This drop down is what I was talking about when I said you can create collections and you can do things with all of the pages you manage at one time, or you can see one page at a time. You can do it, whatever is best for you, whatever works for you. You can view the pages as a whole collection, and I'll just kind of show you what that looks like if it doesn't mess it up. So basically what it's doing is showing me information and content for all of my pages combined when you decide to look at things. So you're looking at information for all of the pages, whether it's a hustle page or not. And based on what pages manage what, you'll see more information about that particular page, right? So again, we're going to focus on just hustle. So let's take that out, take that out, take that out, and take that out. So pages, that should no longer be there. Okay. And sorry, you know, Zoom have all these things in my way, so I can only see half of my screen. Let me move some things around. 1 second. All right. Yes. All right, that's correct. That's how we want to see it. So we're back to just looking at that one particular page, which is Hustle's page, right? So what I talked about, what I think is the best thing is the content library. And before I go into that, just this is your menu, right? This is where you are running Creator Studio. This is where if you want to create a new post, I'll show you that in a second. This is where you look at your whatever the case may be, any creative tools, everything that I just kind of walked through in that quick presentation. It's gonna, majority of it is gonna be right here for you. So you never have to figure out where to go. The only thing I would say isn't always there. I first talked about uploading multiple videos. You see here where it says upload video. You would click that and it gives you the option to choose a single video, multiple videos, or do you want to post this video across multiple pages? And that's where I was talking about you can do that. Based on what I was sharing in the presentation, you would want to choose multiple videos and you go through the process. And I'll quickly see if I can I won't go through the full thing, but I'll give you let me move this to another screen. That's what I'm going to do. It's just in my way, y'all. 1 second. All right. Okay. You would click upload videos. And I'm sure I have videos on this computer somewhere. Yes, I do. So it's the smallest videos that it doesn't take a long time to upload. So we have this video that it'll upload and then I want to upload more videos. So we have, oh, these other videos are long. This one. Is that the same video? I think it's the same video. It is the same video. Let's add another one. I didn't mean to upload the same video. But either way, you get the idea. You can upload. I don't recall hearing or reading or learning at any point that there's a maximum. I'm sure there is, knowing Facebook. I'm sure they can't manage but too many videos. So I'm going to go with the Instagram rule and assume it's 10 videos, but I don't know that to be fact. I don't know that to be fact, actually. I'll look it up, and if I get that information, I'll include it in the update email that you all get after this. But so right now, all these videos are drafts. You can decide if you want to publish the video. You can backdate a video, meaning if you don't want it to say that it posted, today, you want to say, oh man, I meant to post this for my whatever cadence your marketing strategy is. I wanted to show up on my Facebook page as a Wednesday of last week. If you want to do it as a premiere, which most people forget that premiere exists on Facebook, and I think it's one of the best features if you decide to go live. Premiere is the only way Facebook allows you to pre-record a video, but let your audience think it's a live video when you post it, okay? I think it's one of the best features you can use. So you can decide how you want that to happen, but then the pencils next to each video, and once again, you can have as many as you want. The pencil is where you do a lot of that edit work that I want to focus on. Can you all still see my screen as I'm switching? Okay, perfect. This is where you do a lot of the work on before you do a video post. And I'm going to show you another way to get to this little scenario, but this is where you can put the title. I can decide this is test video, MOTB, that's marketing outside the box. You can put a description for the video. What I want to tell you here, I don't know. But what I want to tell you here is the title of the video is when you go to your video page on Facebook. Let me switch screens real quick. When you go to your video page on Facebook, that's what the title is, this piece. You see where I'm pointing out? That's what it's asking you to put in. This is the title, okay? So when you're filling that out, that's what you're thinking about, what people are going to see as they're scrolling through your video page or something. What the description, this area here, the description is if you post this to your page, that's what people are going to see as they scroll your page. They won't see the title of the video unless they click on the video. But what they'll see is this. This is the description. As they scroll your page, they see that. Any video you see on our page, this is the description that they're seeing. They don't see the actual title unless they click on the video, okay? So that's what we mean by description. So you want to be careful. A lot of times people put their title as their description and their description as their title, and someone is scrolling, they're like, what is this video, huh? Because the title cuts off a bit, etc. Tony talked a little bit about Facebook recently adding hashtags. When you're doing these posts, this is where you're doing it. You click here, Facebook will show you hashtags that are trending. They'll show you any recent hashtags that you have used, and if you have saved any hashtags. And of course, you can add a new hashtag if you decide to type something and add it. But I always recommend look through the trending. Now, don't lose too much time going through hashtags that are trending, because it could be things not related to you at all. But if you want to use it, then by all means, go ahead. If you want to add something, search it and add it. If you want to save something, that's what this little button here is, okay? And I'm taking the time to go through the video aspect of it because that's what I want you to get out of Creator Studio, the best way to use video. All that other stuff, you learn most of it during week 1, and I will try to get through it today, but videos is really what you want to make sure you're making the most of, which is why Creator Studio was initially created. Tags and hashtags are not the same, okay? Facebook might get rid of tags one day, but tags are how you want people to know what you are about or how people can find you, similar to hashtags, but keep in mind it's been here longer. So if I clicked most used for me, it should already be there. This tells me these are the tags I typically use when I'm posting a video, okay? So, I can decide entrepreneurship, local small business, whatever. I can choose all of that if I want, right? You add all of that stuff. And this is all these components you can add to your video, your location, all of this, you use it to your benefit. And that's just category 1 of posting a video through Creator Studio, right? Thumbnail is what's next. Most times it's going to do a default of a black screen. And let me show you that prime example of that. Videos. You didn't see it right before it pops up, and I don't think I can get back into Creator Studio without getting out of here, but I'll show you when we return. Most time the default for anything for Facebook is you're going to have a black screen. So I always encourage people to go through the other options that Facebook gives you for your particular content and choose what you want your thumbnail to be. If you don't like any of them, you can add your own image. You can upload your own image as the thumbnail. And thumbnail is important because, again, we talked about y'all remember we talked last month, we talked about thumb stopping scrolling or whatever I called it. As people are scrolling through on their phones, you want them to see whatever it is because that's all they're going to see first, whatever that thumbnail is. So that thumbnail is either going to catch their attention or it's not. Okay. So that's what you're talking about. If you don't have something that you want to add and upload and you didn't like any of the generated, you can choose a frame. Like this is if you want to get this deep. I personally never get this deep, but some of you are very creative and some of you are very particular about your business. And this video probably isn't the best example because it has just this one image, but you would be able to scroll through every second of that video and the image on the screen would change as you're scrolling. And as you can see, I just did all that scroll. I'm only at 5 seconds into the video. So you would literally be able to scroll and it's changing as you do stuff. And if you decide you want to make that particular image your thumbnail instead, you can do that and you just save it, whatever. It's up to you. I just kind of want you to get that idea. And that's just a thumbnail. I'm only going to go through some of these categories. Captions, it's up to you. If you want to have captions as your video is playing, I would say most people choose not to. But I always think about, I think it was Lorena that asked us a couple of weeks ago about different, not social media, but digital features that you have or digital platforms, be it your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever, when you are trying to be more accessible. That's why Facebook added this particular feature as well. And that's one reason, because you want to be as accessible, friendly as you can as a business. But then the other reason why Facebook does it is because data shows, and you may not remember when Eric Green presented to us maybe last year, data shows with social media platforms, most people listen to things on mute. We are all guilty of it. I can tell you I do it all the time. I will watch something on mute on Instagram, but I anticipate it's because they have captions. So you don't need to hear it. Most people are probably doing it in a meeting, so they can't hit unmute. Like, let's be honest. Our attention span is very short. So that's why captions are, it's up to you. And you can have Facebook automatically do captions, or you can choose which platform you want to do captions, or you can write your own captions, however you want it to work for yourself. I think I will stop there, but you can see the rest of things. If you want to add a poll to anything, if you want to track anything, if you want, whatever the case may be, this side menu for your video is what you do. Then you click next, or you can just click up here because it'll take you to the publishing options. And very similar to what we saw as far as which your options were in the previous screen. You either want to publish that now, schedule it as a premiere, schedule it for some other date or time. You want to backdate it, or you just want to keep it as a draft, right? That's how you want your post to publish. And then you can also choose where you want it to publish. If you want it to post on your page, by all means, click newsfeed. If you want people to be able to watch it, if you want people to be whatever your options are, it's here. And this is here because sometimes people post videos, but they don't want it to be a post on their page. They don't want Facebook to announce that they just posted this. They just want it to be in their video history for one reason or another. A lot of businesses do that because they probably prefer people to go watch it on their YouTube page or on Twitter or on Instagram, but they still want it in their video library, okay? And there are a number of other features, y'all. If we had time, we would go through it. So please go through this and decide what you want to do. This is how Facebook categorizes, gives you the option to create playlists and series, and you can see that in action on our Instagram page. We don't have any series, but we have playlists. Like we have all of our 2021 Marketing Outside the Box series, and it tells you there's 37 videos there. All of our 2020 ones that we did is 35 videos there. those are playlists, but we could have created a series called Marketing Outside the Box that didn't have playlists inside of our series. It's however you want to categorize it for you and your business. And I'm stressing this because I don't know how many of you have dealt with me before. I believe that video is the catch-all of marketing on digital platforms. Flyers are great. Motion graphics are awesome, but you can do so much with a video. You can market your business so well. You have people's attention visually. You have their attention from an audio standpoint. You have there's just so many positive options for you. So I stress it a lot.
There's a question from Chef Maria. She would like to know, what is allow embedding?
If you want people to be able to, or if you want to be able to copy like that link that Facebook creates for your video, let's say you want it to live on your website, you can embed it into your website. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay.
Also, I missed it on the screen, but also when it says allow embedding, you're able to allow other people to put it on their website as well.
Correct. Like the link will allow anyone to embed it wherever they want to embed it. So I'll close that out. And I'm not saving any of that. But you get the idea. That's from that upload video standpoint. As you can see, you can share stories. And again, you can do this for multiple pages at one time or just one page. I'm focused on one page, and that's just Facebook. If you switch to Instagram, it doesn't give you that multiple upload option immediately. Although, and I don't want to go through it because I don't recommend you do it. I think Instagram will mess you up. So I don't think you should do that.
Another question.
Oh my God, is it really 128, y'all? Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead. What's the other question?
So it's a continuation from the embedding question. It says, how is embedding different than just copying the link?
If you just copy the link, when you post the link on a different platform, it's just going to be the link there. When you embed a link into wherever, the video is there. The video itself is what you will see. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I don't think
I get it now. I know what you mean. Thank you.
Okay, gotcha. God, I can't believe it's 1:30 basically. So the other thing I want to quickly show you all is a content library. Y'all, there's so much I can show y'all about Creator Studio. So we can hit me up if you want to know more. But what I want to point out to you as a business owner here is you see this little blue dot when I click content library that pops up. It allows you to create posts, primarily video posts, that you can test with your audience. Like you can just it'll help you follow your audience, like, oh, this is the type of content my audience like, and it's going to watch it and follow it for you so it can give you the best advice. All of this is all the different content that I talked to you about that it allows that you have. So I mean, gosh, I can't believe it's 1:30. All right. So I wanted to go through playlists. We talked about playlists a little bit, but just know that the content library is your best friend in the Creator Studio. As you go through it, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I want to point out real quick your insights on Creator Studio. It gives you real-time insights, y'all, and you can just about any type of insights you need, whether it's your customer loyalty or audience loyalty, whether you have some type of call to action. If you want to see everything for all your pages at once, same thing. You just do that. Now it's giving you all the data for all of your pages. The insights can't be matched. There no other section of Facebook can match what Creator Studio does for your insights, as in my opinion, my biased opinion. So just get friendly with your insights page, make it your friend. Look at what weeks you were doing good, when you weren't doing so good, what it is that people really liked watching during a particular week. Pay attention to what it's telling you is organic, if you paid for anything, whatever the case may be, because these are the things that help build your business. This is the type of information I was talking about when I said Facebook is interested to know how many 1-minute videos or views or whatever versus 3-minute. And you can see that here it is. You can see that more clearly up here for a post that we did, I think maybe today, yesterday, or something like that. We have 24 1-minute views from it. We have 111 3-second views for it. And you heard those numbers that I said, they want to know it for a 60-day window. So let's just say today, by the end of today, this is 100. But then I looked at something from a week ago and it's, 5,000. But when you add up the total number of 60 days, if it reaches whatever that number Facebook wants, then you would qualify for what they were talking about. And then this is the last thing I think I'm going to show you all. And if you have to go, I absolutely understand. Which is let me jump out of individual messages. But this is the inbox that we were talking about. And from the inbox, you can see your Facebook Messenger, your Facebook comments, your Instagram comments, and your Instagram DMs all in one place. I still have not figured out where they say you could do individual or whatever. And even if you switch it to Instagram at the top to see it from an Instagram point of view instead, and you only want to see your Instagram information, same idea. These two things at the bottom, which is always here, that just changes the view. Like if you want to see things from a calendar view instead, as to however it was showing it to us before, that's really all that is. So don't let these things stress you out too much, okay? I think I know we're right at time. It's not a think at this point. But yeah, I think I'll stop there because there's just so much more that I can show you. I know someone asked about the music, and I believe that's under your creative tools here when you go into your creator studio. And I think it was Lucretia. And if not Lucretia, I think we have a meeting coming up soon anyways, and we can go into it a little deeper one-on-one. I think Tony said we have a meeting coming up. So we can follow that or come back to that. But please, y'all, I know I ran through it. I can't believe it's beyond time at this point. I'll stop sharing my screen because clearly Facebook is trying to figure out what it wants to do. But definitely when you get this presentation, and you should have already, for those who've been with us through this whole series, you should have already received some of the presentations, but you'll get all 3 presentations by the end of this week, along with all 3 videos. If something you see or read or you remember a question you have, don't hesitate to reach out to us at hustlewsinfo@gmail.com. Tony, if you haven't already, if you can please drop that in the chat. And if not, we are having that Ask Anything session next month. So when I tell you we're opening the floor, we're going to have that questionnaire during week 1 in December. We have a questionnaire catered just for you all as you look at your marketing from this past year. And then week 2, it's literally Ask Anything. So have all your questions ready, and we're going to answer as many questions as we can in the 1 hour that we have. If you want to send your questions in advance so that we can do a little bit of research, that's helpful as well. But that's it for me. You all please enjoy the weekend. Please enjoy the upcoming holiday. We will not have marketing outside the box next week, but please make sure that if you get our newsletter, you take advantage of some of the resources I put about holiday marketing in there for you, because we didn't do a specific holiday series as we normally do this year. One of our previous presenters has some free marketing things available. Tony might have something, and if so, you just look out for that from us as well. But keep in mind, as a small business owner, that you have, of course, Thanksgiving, if you want to do any sales or anything around that. And then you have Black Friday, you have Small Business Saturday, you have Cyber Monday, you have Giving Tuesday, and then you have Thank You Wednesday. So as a small business, there's a lot you have to be focused on from a marketing standpoint within the next week. So don't let the holiday make you too lazy, or get all your work done in advance this week so that you can just relax. But those are areas that are important for you as a small business owner that you have to think through and figure out if your business will have anything going on during that time, okay? And we are 6 minutes beyond time. Thank you so much for all of y'all staying and your patience. Are there any other questions that I missed out on? You're very welcome. I'm looking at the DM. You're very welcome.
Thank
Any
you.
questions? You're welcome. Questions, comments, concerns, thought processes into our Facebook
Great.
friends.
Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think we are good to stop going live. I don't see any comments on Facebook. So Happy holidays to
Happy
Facebook.
Thanksgiving, ladies. See you soon.
See you too. I hope everything
You
goes well. I know it's a
too.
busy season for you. You're about to be busy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye, stay healthy.